I think there's a huge awakening going on the planet right now, and people really are looking for alternative ways of staying healthy, of feeling more confident, of feeling calmer. And crystals, for many of us, fulfill that brief, and people are turning to them in their droves. There's a real surge of interest in crystals, in buying crystals, in wearing crystals, and in learning to use them in healing. I think we've all been through quite a tough time in the last few years, and crystals give us a huge amount of comfort and enjoyment. They're just beautiful things to own, and when you realise that they've actually got therapeutic benefits as well and can help you feel better about yourself and have this positive impact, then it's no wonder so many people are turning to them. The main benefits of crystal healing tend to be stress relief. Almost everybody that has a crystal healing talks about how relaxed they feel afterwards. They feel chilled out. Often my clients will get up from the couch and say it feels like a burden has lifted from them, which is really lovely. But the benefits can go much deeper than that. So over the years, I've worked with clients that have really turned their lives around. They've found new confidence, they've found their focus, they've discovered their own gifts and talents. And they've also sort of recovered from past traumas. It's really helped to release those old things that were holding them back so they can move forward with their lives. And I'm really proud that I can help people to do that with the crystals. A lot of people that have crystal healing also fall in love with the crystals, which isn't surprising given how beautiful they are. So it can create a new passion, a new hobby for people. And I've seen people that have had crystal healings with me go on to actually train as therapists, go on to sell crystals and make their own careers around them. Some people ask me whether crystals can have physical benefits for their well-being, and I would say yes, absolutely. Because crystals work holistically, they're working on mind, body and spirit, and because those parts of you are interwoven, the effect of releasing stress, the effect of releasing congested energy absolutely can have some physical benefits. Lots of people suffer these days from stress-related ailments. So for example, they may have a sensitive digestive system that reacts to stress. That's very common. Or they might have skin complaints such as eczema that get worse if they're stressed. And then if we're using crystals to find a place of calm, to release some of that anxiety, yeah, absolutely, the physical body can respond and heal. It's allowing your own healing mechanism to kick in. If we give you the right conditions to heal, often you will get corresponding feeling of well-being in your physical body. Crystal healing has been around for millennia. We know that crystals were used in ancient Egypt, for example, and there's been an unbroken chain of crystal healing in India through the Ayurvedic tradition, which goes back at least 3,000 years, and some say 5,000 years. So although it has been used in that way, crystals have been used for healing in that way for a lot of recorded history, some people still have skepticism about how it could possibly work. And I would say to them, if you're attracted to crystals, if you like crystals, it's okay to have some healthy skepticism. But if you're interested, why not go and have a crystal healing treatment and see what happens? Have an open mind, lie down on that couch, have someone professionally trained work on you with the crystals and see what happens. I was skeptical for my first ever crystal healing treatment, and I had the most phenomenal healing of my life that time that really did change my life. So you never know what's going to happen. It might be subtle, it might be life-changing. Have that open mind. And if crystals don't attract you, of course, go and explore a different therapy. They're not going to be for absolutely everyone. I just say, if you're drawn, let's see what happens. Let's explore the therapy. If you're new to crystals, it's good to start to build a collection, and I would say build it mindfully and go with those crystals that are really calling to you. So for example, if you're watching Gemporia and you're seeing the jewellery and there's something that really stands out to you, that might be a good healing crystal for you. Yes, it's beautiful, but it may actually have healing properties for you as well. So it's a good place to start, to be guided by your intuition, guided by what's calling to you. There are also some common crystals that everybody loves, really, like amethyst and rose quartz, moonstone, and I would say they belong in anyone's toolkit because they are so versatile and universally comforting and enjoyed. And also, if you're looking to build an array of crystals for yourself, you could look at the colours of the rainbow, because colour is one of the ways, not all the ways, but one of the ways that crystals will work. So you could think about having a crystal that's red, an orange one, a yellow one, a green one, a blue one, a violet one, and I would say add to that pink and clear, and also something that's going to be grounding for you, which is your earth connection. So you want a darker coloured crystal, maybe a brown or a black crystal, to help keep you well grounded, because when you start off with crystals, it can leave you a bit floaty and a bit lightheaded sometimes. So it's good to be able to pick up a grounding crystal to bring you right back into the present moment at the end. When you're buying crystals, it's always good to go with your intuition. And one of the ways you can really fine-tune the crystals that you're going to buy to help you is by setting an intention. So if you've got a clear intention, say you want a crystal that's going to give you confidence on your wedding day, or help you at interview, or maybe you're about to give birth and you're just thinking of that big day. If you set that intention, the crystals that jump out at you then, the crystals that really are calling to you, are much more likely to be the ones that are going to help you with that life event. So I would say set your intention, get clear about what you would like that crystal to help you with, and you actually go towards the crystals that are actually saying, I want to help you, you know, buy me, I want to help you. And you know, there's just a few times where I've gone to a shop or I've seen something on the internet and I've thought, wow, I love that. I really want that crystal. And then I thought, well, you know, I've got another priority for that money or whatever. And just a few times that crystal's almost haunted me afterwards. It's been in my mind for weeks afterwards, and I thought, I wish I'd bought it because I can't get it out of my head. I know it really wanted to work with me. So if you can afford it, I would say, if that crystal's calling to you, it's a great crystal for you. When I first get a crystal, I want to cleanse it because it has had a long journey probably. It may have come from the other side of the world and its energy needs a reset, a refresh. So most crystals are absolutely fine to cleanse in water. There are a few notable exceptions, such as selenite. If you're concerned, look it up on the internet and check it's safe in water. But just flowing tap water will do. Just give it a wash and you're intending that the energy will be fresh and clean and ready to work with. And at that point, you can sit down and start to tune into the crystal energy. It may be that the crystal feels a little bit tired still, and then I would suggest that you find a sunny day and you pop it outside in the sunshine for a couple of hours, and that will really perk up that crystal energy. It's called charging a crystal, and it does make a difference. I can feel a tangible difference when I've charged my crystals. There are some crystals that have a more quiet, soft, feminine energy, and if you feel you've got a crystal like that, and the obvious one is moonstone, then you might want to charge it under a full moon instead, and it will feel beautiful under that moonlight. Once you've got it charged, then it should be raring to go. It's been cleansed, it's been charged, it's ready to work with, it's ready to feel the crystal energy and really get to know that crystal better. And I will just say, it's worth thinking about where you're going to store your crystals, because these are valuable possessions and they should last you a lifetime if you handle them carefully and if you store them well. So don't have them all knocking together in a bag where they're going to chip and damage each other, think about storage. You might have a jewellery box for them, or a segmented box, or a shelf where you place them carefully. Just make sure that they're not actually going to be scratching each other and that they're going to be safe. I think we have the ability inbuilt in us to find out more about our crystals for ourselves. So when you get a new crystal, if you first of all make yourself a nice cup of tea and go and sit by the window, get good lighting and really examine that crystal, get to know what it looks like visually, look at the way the light plays on it, look at whether it's translucent or whether it reflects the light. Really get that image of the crystal in your mind's eye. And then when you've done that, I would close your eyes, hold the crystal in your hand and actually say hello to that crystal. And I know that sounds funny, but they do react. You'll be surprised. The first time it happens, you'll be like, wow, I didn't expect that to work. But I send out a little greeting to that crystal. It's like an introduction, hello. And often I will feel a little buzz in my hand as a kind of a hello back. And then I just go quiet and have a feel of the crystal energy. Now, when you're starting out, that might be very subtle. Don't worry, just keep going. Just try this exercise with different crystals and you'll be surprised how the sensations will build and you'll start to recognize crystal energies in this way. So be patient with yourself. Now, of course, you can look up crystals on the internet or you can look them up in a book. I have got my own book, so it's just called Crystals by Lauren De Silva. And if you look in here, there is a crystal directory at the back that guides you through the most common crystals. But I would say, first of all, get a feel of the crystal energy for yourself and then look it up. And you'll be surprised how many times you will find that what's written in a book will confirm the feelings you got for yourself. Over 20 years, there have been a lot of instances where crystal healing has been quite revolutionary for my clients and absolutely transformed their lives. So I've had clients who have had great insights during their time on the crystal therapy couch, have made decisions to change their careers, to change their relationships, have found new levels of self-worth, self-acceptance and self-belief. And there's actually so many, it's hard to pick, but I know that I've seen people really turn their lives around. And for example, go from a place where they didn't feel they could continue in the career they were in, but were at real crossroads and didn't know which way to turn. And then after a few treatments, they've just had these insights, they've had a new awareness of their gifts and talents and got that new direction. So that's always very satisfying when I see clients move forward in their lives. I love that. But generally people calm, they get the benefit of relaxation, they build self-worth. I do specialise on emotional healing. So quite often my clients are dealing with difficult emotional issues from the past and releasing those so that they can move on unburdened into their future.